The secret of August 1 is not in what happens around you, but in what begins within you. This date, for most people, will pass like every other day. They will wake up, repeat their routine, scroll, complain, react, and then go back to sleep, both physically and mentally. But for a few, something different begins, something silent, something powerful. The shift of energy does not arrive with noise, it arrives in the moment you least expect it. It doesn't announce itself. That is why it's called a secret. If you are waiting for someone to tell you that today is your moment, you've already missed it. August 1 is not about the calendar. It's about your readiness. It's about whether you are awake enough to notice the shift. It's about whether you are present enough to act when no one is watching. The truth is, life doesn't give signs with fireworks. It gives signs with stillness, and only the discipline can hear them. The secret of August 1 is this. Everything you've been postponing is standing right in front of you, right now. The choice, the change, the leap. But most people won't see it, not because they are blind, but because they are distracted. They think life will tell them when it's time. They think transformation comes with motivation. No, transformation comes with decision, and decision only happens in silence, in solitude, in the exact kind of day August 1 represents, a doorway that looks like a wall until you walk through it. Ask yourself honestly, how many times have you ignored the call to start? How many mornings have passed where you told yourself, not today? How many secret moments have you wasted thinking you needed a bigger sign? August 1 is that sign. It's quiet, but it's enough. If you feel it, even slightly, then act. Because if you wait until it's loud, you'll already be too late. This day is not about celebrations. It's about alignment. If you are not aligned with yourself, you won't feel the power of this moment. You'll continue in cycles, waking up with frustration, chasing distractions, avoiding your own potential, and then blaming time. August 1 is the line in the sand. You either cross it or you don't. There is no halfway. This is not motivation. This is truth. You already know what needs to be done. The real question is, why haven't you done it? Not enough time, not the right moment, not enough clarity. No, you are waiting for something that doesn't exist. There is no perfect moment. There is only now. That is the secret of August 1. It doesn't promise anything. It doesn't guarantee results, but it offers something even more important. Permission. Permission to begin, to begin again, to break the pattern. And that permission does not come from the world. It comes from you. So ask yourself, what are you waiting for? More advice, another video, another breakdown, or are you ready to wake up, not just physically, but fully? The secret of August 1 is for those who don't need to be told. It's for those who feel something is different today, even if they can't explain it, even if nothing around them has changed. But something inside them refuses to stay still. You don't need more time. You need more honesty. You don't need more support. You need more action. You don't need a new life. You need to meet the one already waiting for you on the other side of your excuses. That's the secret nobody told you. August 1 is not about what's happening outside. It's about the fight inside, the fight to stay focused, the fight to be consistent, the fight to stop running from yourself, from your power, from your responsibility. There is no crowd here. No one clapping for your transformation. And that's why it's real growth begins in silence, in the lonely hours, in the invisible decisions. That's why August 1 is for the few, the ones who are tired of waiting, the ones who would rather suffer in truth than live in comfort, the ones who hear something in this message and feel this is for me. And if that's you, then begin. Don't plan. Don't overthink. Begin. Because if you waste today, tomorrow will look just like yesterday. But if you begin today, even quietly, even slowly, your life will not be the same. And you won't need anyone to validate it. The change will be real. The shift will be permanent. And you'll know one thing for sure, that on August 1, everything began, not around you, but inside you. And that's the real secret. The secret of August 1 is not something outside of you. It is the truth that who you have been until now cannot walk with you any further. The version of you that doubts, delays, avoids, and escapes, that version doesn't belong in what begins today. August 1 is not just a date. It's a cut, a line between the old and the new. If you try to carry your old mindset into this new space, you will feel stuck, confused, heavy. That's not the world blocking you. That's you dragging a past that was meant to be left behind. You have to understand this clearly. The secret of August 1 is separation. You are not meant to evolve while holding the same behaviors, the same excuses, and the same identity. At some point, you must choose to outgrow the comfort of who you were. That point is today, not tomorrow, not next week, today. Look back at how many cycles you've repeated. The same pain, same thoughts, same limits, different months, different years, but the same reactions. Why? Because you never fully cut the old identity. You changed your clothes, you changed your goals, but you didn't change your patterns. You didn't change your relationship with discipline. You didn't change your ability to stay uncomfortable. And so the old you kept showing up in new clothes, in new plans, but it was the same person inside, and the result stayed the same. The secret of August 1 is clarity. It's a chance to finally say, this version of me ends here. The one who talks more than acts, the one who knows but doesn't apply, the one who starts but doesn't finish. It's time to bury that version. And it doesn't require a ceremony. It requires a decision. Most people fear change because they think they have to change everything overnight. But the truth is, the biggest transformation begins with one solid moment of honesty. If you can look at yourself today and say, enough, I am done being this person, then everything starts. Not because the world changes, but because you no longer allow the old self to drive. The secret of August 1 is that you don't have to wait for rock bottom. You don't need another mistake, another breakdown, another lost opportunity. You can draw the line right now. You can say, I see the pattern, I feel the weight, and I'm done carrying it forward. The identity that brought you here was useful. It helped you survive. But survival is not the goal anymore. Growth is. Expansion is. And that requires you to evolve. That requires you to break your own rhythm. That requires you to stop defending your limitations. So if you're still holding on to the story of who you were, the failures, the doubts, that's just how I am mindset, ask yourself why. What part of you is still invested in being that version? What part of you feels safe in that story? That is the resistance. And that resistance will be the reason you missed the opportunity August 1 brings. The secret of this day is that it doesn't wait for your permission. It offers a clean cut, but it doesn't beg you to take it. If you miss it, you return to the loop. Not because you're cursed, not because you're unlucky, but because you refused to let go of what no longer serves you. You must stop walking into new seasons with old footsteps. Every time you do that, you wonder why nothing changes. But how can it? If you carry the same fear into a new month, it becomes the same month. If you carry the same laziness into a new opportunity, it becomes the same failure. The outside will only reflect what you bring from within. That's why identity is the key. The secret of August 1 is rebirth, not in some grand emotional way, but in the quiet death of your excuses. It is not a loud transformation. It is simple, grounded, and internal. A decision. The moment you stop arguing for your old self is the moment your new self begins to breathe, but only if you get out of the way. Who you were is no longer relevant. What matters is who you are willing to become. Are you willing to move forward without needing to carry the past? Are you willing to begin again even if no one notices? Are you willing to sacrifice comfort for growth? This is what August 1 asks, not with noise, but with silence. Can you feel it? The pull towards something higher, something more responsible, something clearer. You're not here to repeat, you're here to rise. but rising comes with weight. And if you don't drop the old you, you won't lift off. Let it go. Let the identity that holds you back dissolve. Stop feeding it. Stop protecting it. Stop speaking its language. Begin to act like the version of you that already has discipline, clarity, and peace. And do it now, not next week. Not when it feels right. Now, because the secret of August 1 is this: only the version of you who is ready to grow can walk through this door. Everyone else stays behind. The secret of August 1 is simple. It does not care about your intentions. It does not listen to your wishes. It only responds to one thing: discipline. Today is not about what you want. It's about what you are willing to commit to, even when no one is watching. This is the line that separates people. Everyone wants a better life. Very few are willing to pay the price. And the price is paid in daily discipline. August 1 doesn't wait for your mood. It doesn't bend to how you feel. It opens a gate and silently asks, will you step through or will you wait again? And stepping through that gate has nothing to do with talent or luck or even motivation. It has everything to do with your ability to stay consistent when your emotions change. Because they will change. That's a fact. But what you do in those moments, that's where the real shift happens. The secret of August 1 is that it exposes people. It shows you whether you've been serious about your growth or just talking about it. It shows you whether your actions match your words. Not once, but daily. You don't need a new plan. You don't need another video. You need to execute the basics every day without waiting for the right feeling to arrive. That's what discipline is. The ability to keep moving even when every part of you wants to stop. Some will hear this and feel called. Others will feel attacked. That's the difference between the ones who are ready and the ones who are still pretending. Because discipline doesn't argue. It doesn't explain itself. It just shows up over and over again. It doesn't need attention. It doesn't chase results. It understands that who you become is more important than what you achieve. The truth is, the secret of August 1 will not be revealed to everyone, only to the few who can commit to structure, to routine, to silence. You don't rise by accident. You rise by systems, by showing up when it's boring, by sticking to your word when no one claps for it. That is the quiet strength of discipline. And it's what this day demands. There is no freedom without discipline. You cannot expect peace while living in chaos. You cannot expect results while living in comfort. You either choose your structure or your distractions will choose it for you. August 1 is a reminder that time is not patient. The opportunity is now, but only those with discipline will recognize it. Every person wants change, but very few want the consistency that leads to it. Everyone is inspired for a moment. That's not the point. The question is, what do you do when the inspiration fades? What do you do on day 2, day 3, day 30, when no one is watching and your mind tells you to stop? That's where most people quit, not because they're weak, but because they're addicted to comfort. Discipline is the cure, but it doesn't taste sweet in the beginning. It's bitter, but it sharpens you. It forces you to focus. It trains your mind to lead, not follow. This is what the secret of August 1 unlocks. A path where excuses are useless, where showing up is more powerful than talking, where small efforts repeated without fail begin to build a new reality, not instantly, but gradually, brick by brick, step by step, until one day the person you've been pretending to be becomes real because you showed up even when you didn't want to. So if you're waiting to feel ready, you will never begin. If you're waiting to feel perfect, and you will never grow. This day was not made for waiting. It was made for action. Quiet, structured, focused action. The kind that rewires your thinking. The kind that earns respect from yourself. The only way to earn your own respect is through discipline. When you keep the promises you make to yourself. When you stop negotiating with laziness. When you rise earlier. Move with intent. Speak less. Execute more. You begin to build inner strength, not loud, not flashy, but unshakable. And from that strength, everything changes. Your mind calms down, your focus sharpens, your life takes direction. August 1 will pass like any other day for those who lack discipline. But for those who see the secret, it becomes a turning point, a new standard, a new contract with yourself, one where you no longer chase motivation. You build momentum, one where you no longer wait for change. You create it one disciplined action at a time. So if this is the day you claim as your beginning, then understand this clearly. Nothing will work unless you do, and you must work on the days you don't want to. That is the requirement. That is the test. And if you pass it, everything begins to move slowly at first, then all at once. That's the secret of August 1. Discipline is the key. Everything else is noise. The secret of August 1 is that it doesn't speak loudly. It does not scream for your attention. It does not knock on your door. It whispers. And if your life is full of noise, you will miss it. Most people do. They wake up distracted. They move without direction. Their days are filled with shallow things, and so they become deaf to the deep ones. The message of August 1 is not obvious. It's silent. And that's why only the aware will feel it. You don't hear the signal with your ears. You hear it through your presence. It is not about watching the clock or counting days. It's about sensing when something invisible shifts. The people who are still, who are disciplined in their awareness, they feel it. They wake up on August 1 and something feels different. But it's not because the sky looks different or their circumstances changed. It's because they changed. They slowed down enough to notice. The secret of August 1 is that a door opens, but it doesn't stay open forever. And it doesn't tell you it's open. That's the test. You must be present enough to sense the moment. If your attention is on your phone, on what others are doing, on what went wrong yesterday, you won't see it. The doorway is not wide. It is narrow, and only those who are centered will pass through it. This is the cost of not being aware. You miss the very thing that could shift your entire life. Not because you're unlucky, not because you're not chosen, but because you were too busy to notice the invitation. The shift doesn't wait for you to be ready. It arrives and it moves. If you're not there, you're left behind. So ask yourself, are you paying attention? Are you here fully? Or are you running, avoiding, filling your mind with things that don't matter? Because if you can't sit in silence with yourself, you won't hear anything new. You will just repeat the same thoughts as yesterday. And if your thoughts are the same, your actions will be the same. And so your life will remain the same. The secret of August 1 is that it offers something rare, the chance to break the loop, but not by force, not by pressure, by awareness, a small internal shift that says, I'm ready now, I see it. That's all it takes. But very few reach that place. Most people are waiting for a louder message, a bigger sign. They say, when the time is right, I'll begin. What they don't realize is this is the time. This is the message. But it's quiet. And if you're loud on the inside, you won't receive it. That's why inner stillness matters. You can't move correctly if your mind is always shaking. You can't hear direction if you never pause. The biggest breakthroughs don't come when you're running. They come when you are still enough to notice what was always there. The secret of August 1 is awareness, a clear, grounded presence that lets you see without effort. When you're calm, you see the openings. When you're reactive, you miss them. That's how life works. It rewards presence, not panic. Look around. Look at how many people are rushing through this day, already lost in thought, already consumed by what doesn't matter. They will say later, nothing changed today. Of course, nothing changed. You weren't even here. You were physically alive, but mentally absent. So how could you notice the invitation? If you really want to grow, you must stop chasing noise and start listening to silence. You must learn to feel moments instead of trying to control them. You must train yourself to be so present that even a quiet shift becomes loud inside you. That is the discipline behind the secret of August 1. Being present is not easy. It is not passive. It is a form of strength, a daily practice. The more you train it, the sharper your awareness becomes. You begin to notice when the energy changes. You begin to sense when the right move is in front of you. And you begin to act not from pressure, but from clarity. So today is not just another day. It is a test of presence. Can you feel the change even if no one told you about it? Can you sense the weight of this moment even if everything looks normal on the surface? That is what separates the few from the many. If you're waiting to be told what to do, you'll always be behind. But if you become aware, truly aware, you won't need anyone to tell you. You'll know. You'll feel it in your body. You'll feel it in your decision making. You'll stop hesitating because clarity makes action simple. The ones who feel the secret of August 1 do not have better tools. They are not more special. They are just more or weak. They are not waiting to be moved. They are already moving. And that's your challenge today. Can you wake up on the inside? Can you pause enough to feel the doorway that opened this morning? Because if you miss it, you return to the cycle. But if you see it, everything begins. This is not about emotion. It's about awareness. And once awareness opens, it doesn't close. But it does demand that you keep showing up calm, consistent, and fully present. That's the real secret of August 1. It is not a loud beginning. It is a quiet chance. And only those who are still enough will notice that it has already started. The secret of August 1 is not comfort. It is confrontation. This day will not bring peace to those who are hiding from themselves. It will bring exposure. It will bring truth, not the kind you read in books, the kind that comes when you finally stop running. Growth does not begin where you feel good. It begins where you feel resistance. It begins in the corners of your life that you have tried to ignore. The secret of August 1 is that those corners are now being lit. You cannot hide anymore. If you are serious about change, then understand this. August 1 is not here to entertain you. It is here to demand something from you. It will ask you to go where you don't want to go, to see what you don't want to see, and to face what you've been avoiding. This is not punishment. It is purification. The discomfort you feel is not the enemy. It is the door. Your growth will not come from staying in safe places. It will not come from repeating what is easy. It comes when you walk straight into the parts of yourself that feel like chaos. It comes when you stop avoiding hard conversations, when you stop pretending you're okay, when you sit in silence and let the truth rise to the surface. Raw, uncomfortable, real. The secret of August 1 is this: what you fear the most is the path. What you resist the most is the work. And what you avoid the most is where your breakthrough waits. If you continue to run from the dark, you'll stay trapped in it. But if you have the courage to face it, you'll discover that it was never there to break you. It was there to build you. You must stop expecting growth to feel good. It doesn't. Growth feels like breaking old habits. It feels like losing parts of yourself you thought were permanent. It feels like letting go of attachments, people, thoughts, and beliefs that you built your identity around. Growth feels like grief. But on the other side of that grief is strength, a strength that cannot be taken away because you earned it through truth. August 1 reveals what needs to be cleaned, not just on the outside, but on the inside: your mind, your habits, your choices. If you still blame your past, it means you haven't faced it. If you still carry bitterness, it means you haven't healed. And if you still wait for things to change without changing yourself, you're not growing. You're just waiting. The secret of August 1 is not that something magical happens today. It's that this day exposes what is blocking your path. And what blocks your path is always internal. Your fear, your laziness, your need for comfort, your inability to stay with discomfort long enough to learn from it. But now there is no place left to hide. The light has come, and everything you've buried is rising. Do not run from this. Sit with it, feel it fully, the emotions you've been suppressing, the truths you've avoided, the habits that no longer serve you. This is the work. And it's not supposed to feel inspiring. It's supposed to feel real. That's how you know you're in the right place. Too many people wait for clarity before they act. But clarity comes through the pain, through the process, through the fire. You don't need to understand everything. You just need to be willing to stand in the middle of it and keep breathing, keep showing up, keep choosing truth over comfort. That is growth. The secret of August 1 is that you have to go backward before you go forward. You have to face what's been holding you before you can rise. You have to clean the foundation before you build. This is not a punishment. It is a preparation. The strength you want cannot live in a weak structure. So life will shake that structure until you rebuild it properly with awareness, discipline, and honesty. Ask yourself, what have I been avoiding? What emotion do I fear the most? What truth about myself am I not ready to admit? That is your starting point. That is your mirror. And that is the place August 1 is guiding you into, not to destroy you, but to reveal you. Stop expecting this journey to be soft. Stop looking for motivation in the wrong places. The only thing you need right now is the willingness to feel what is true. That's where the power is. That's where your peace lives. Not in escape, not in denial, but in full contact with what is. This is the invitation, the challenge, the secret. That on this day, and the doorway to growth is hidden in your discomfort, not around it, not above it, through it. And only the ones who are tired of running will walk through. The secret of August 1 is that it does not wait for you to be ready. It arrives like a wave, strong, sharp, and sudden. It does not knock. It breaks the door. Because this moment is not about preparation. It is about presence. The question is not, are you prepared? The question is, will you face it anyway? Most people spend their entire life waiting for the right moment. But August 1 does not work like that. It does not ask for your permission. It brings a mirror and holds it in front of your face. Can you look into it without turning away? This day carries a different kind of energy. It's not soft. It's not quiet. It's disruptive. And that's the point. Because real transformation never arrives gently. It shakes, it removes, it exposes. This is the secret of August 1st is designed to unsettle you, not to harm you, but to awaken what has been sleeping inside you for far too long. There are two ways to live, in illusion or in truth. Illusion is comfortable. It allows you to blame others. It gives you stories that make you feel safe. But truth demands something greater. It demands accountability. It demands clarity. It demands that you stop lying to yourself. August 1 is the day when illusion cracks. The lies that carried you until now can no longer hold the weight of your potential. You must understand this clearly. August 1 is not here to give you a gift. It is the gift, but only if you're willing to receive it the right way. And receiving it means letting go of the old self, letting go of the version of you that chose comfort over clarity, that chose avoidance over confrontation, that chose noise over silence. And for many, that kind of letting go feels like death, but it is the death of what you no longer need. This is the kind of day that tests your inner architecture. How stable are your values when no one is watching? How clear is your vision when doubt clouds your path? How strong is your character when you are left alone with nothing but your thoughts? That is what August 1 asks. Not through words, but through events, through feelings, through moments that come with no warning. You may find yourself triggered, uncomfortable, frustrated. Good. That's the signal. That's the door. The secret of August 1 is that your reactions reveal your work. If you feel anger, ask where it's really coming from. If you feel fear, ask what belief is beneath it. If you feel stuck, ask what you're refusing to release. Every emotion that surfaces today carries a lesson, but only if you pause long enough to listen. Growth has never been about learning more. It's about remembering what you've ignored. You don't need more information. You need more courage. You need more honesty. You need more silence, because in that silence, you'll hear the truth you've buried, the truth that can burn, but also cleans. August 1 is not a date. It's a test, a portal, a shift. And if you continue to live today like it's just another Monday, you'll miss it. But if you treat it like a turning point, everything changes. Not because the world changes, but because your lens sharpens, your awareness expands, you stop running and you start building. There's a pattern to your pain, a shape to your struggle. And if you observe it, really observe it, you'll see it always returns to the same root, the self, your choices, your voice, your fears, your disciplines. This is where all growth begins, in taking responsibility, in no longer waiting to be rescued, in realizing that no savior is coming because you are the one you've been waiting for. August 1 breaks the illusion that someone else will fix it. It shows you directly that the fire you need is already inside you, but you must light it. You must feed it. You must protect it from the winds of distraction and doubt. And that is not a one-time act. It's a daily discipline. It's waking up and choosing awareness again and again, especially when it's hard. Today is the day to stop pretending that everything is fine, pretending that you're still figuring it out, pretending that you don't know what needs to change. You do know. You've always known. But knowing is not the same as doing. And the gap between those two is where most people waste their lives. So close the gap today. Now, this is the secret of August 1T. When you stop waiting, you start living. When you stop doubting, you start rising. When you stop lying to yourself, you become unstoppable. It is not too late, but it is no longer early. This is the edge. This is the signal. This is the secret. August 1 was not made to comfort the sleeping. It was made to awaken the ready. Are you ready? Or will you wait another year, another lifetime for a door that's already open? Only you can answer that. And your answer isn't found in your words. It's found in your actions.